Hey everybody. I just wanted to go live because I have officially finished all of my finals. Now, I wish I could pause this, but let me post something on Instagram on the Fire and Water Astrology account to let everybody know that I'm live. Post. Come on, man. I don't like I post a new thing. Post. Camera. What? Post. Hey everybody. I'm live right now. We are gonna be talking about full moon and new moon and the phases of the moon in general in terms of manifestation, releasing, etc., etc. I'm actually live right now. If I can turn this around, you'll see. So, hop on whenever you get the chance to, if you can. If not, I'm pretty sure you can watch it after everything. I'm pretty sure you can watch it after the live is done, but I don't really know. So, we'll see. I hope to see you guys on there. Bye. Okay, so I'm just letting people know and hop on my YouTube. Sorry, I should have done this before I started, but let me just post it. I'm talking about full moon and new moon rituals and manifestations. How to use the moon cycles in your favor. This is not your typical advice because I am giving you some secrets on best. Okay, now I'm gonna do like all these hashtags. Man, I should have taken care of this a long time before. I have astrology gossip about the coronation. Want to hear? Yes, I do want to hear. Let me know. Let me know, please. I want to hear everything about you and your life and the the coronation. Please follow up on that. Astrology. This is like the good part. I'm gonna film more. One of my teachers is from the UK, very famous. He offered his help. TP the king. What does TP mean? TPing the king, as in with like toilet paper. Okay, anyways, that's as good as I'm gonna do. And oh my god, that is such a horrible cover photo. That'll work. No, that'll work. Sorry guys, I probably I should have done this before, but it's done. Okay, so let's get to it, right? Sorry for such a long wait. I know it's 5 minutes, but I wanted to post that to my Instagram so that people, if they're on Insta, something went wrong, try again later. Are you kidding me? I wanted to post it on Instagram because I just want people that are on there, maybe they want to talk about full moon and all that stuff. So everybody's astounded why the Kong chose such a bad name. Teacher thinks it's because he doesn't want to stay long. I'm very, very confused on what you're talking about. I mean that with all love. Okay, guys. So I want to get into it, right? So I kind of came up with this idea to go live. Oh, by the way, this is my case of all of my divination tools. I was gonna do like a whole tour thing of it. It's gonna be my new setup. My altar's right here. Obviously, when I start filming my videos, I'm gonna have like my altar in front of me, and it's gonna look a lot better. But I just packed everything. And I have like all my candles, my herbs, all of everything I use in here. So, the reason why I decided to go live, one, I have finally finished all of my finals. All the arsenal. What? Okay. I have finally finished all of my finals. And guess what? I did really, really, really well. I got an 85 on my chem final. I got 100 on my psychology final. And I didn't do too well, but I got timed out. And I did my best that I could on calculus trigonometry. I got a 78.7, and it looked like a 73 at first, but then I guess when I went into the grade book, yada yada yada. So that's all done. School's finally done. I have been waiting for this moment forever because all I wanted to do is just like film and like talk about astrology. I can't show you guys that corner because it's like all like the sneak peek kind of stuff. It's gonna be going on like my website. But the reason why I wanted to film the full moon one was because my friend Isabel, who also posts videos here on YouTube, she was like, happy full moon. And I was like, I wish we would do a full moon ritual together. And she told me that she already did her ritual, and she's releasing all of the negativity and all the people in her life, blah 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 blah. You know, the usual things that people do, which is completely valid, which you should do during a new moon, because a new moon is all about releasing, because it's full. And then as the waning periods go on, we start to release and release and release and work on releasing those things so that when the new moon comes, we have an empty cup and we're ready to receive our manifestation. Now, here's the thing: people have a tendency to do this thing, right? They will release things on the full moon. Let's say majority of the time they release blockages or negative people that no longer serve them, jobs that no longer serve them, things that they want to get rid of, right? But what they don't realize is that the full moon isn't just about releasing negative, heavy things that you no longer want. Okay? It's not just about that. it's also about releasing intentions. So, for example, I used this example with my friend to try to tell her. I was like, let's say you want more subscribers, right? I'm sure you guys all have a job, or you have a business idea, or you have something that you want in your life, whether it's um, providing you income, whether it's a goal or a dream you've always had, or whether it's something like what I do. Like, the reason why I would want more subscribers is because I want people to receive my message, right? So I use that example. So it's not just about releasing negativity, right? And a lot of people do that. They'll burn and let go of their exes and let go of their this and the toxicity and all that. And that's great. And you want to do that because it is about releasing. But what a lot of people, and I've noticed majority of the people, haven't realized that it's also about releasing these intentions that you have for yourself and for your life that can actually benefit you. Now, people have a tendency to do this the complete opposite way and see little to zero results, right? They will release on the full moon. Hi, Hadar. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. We're talking about the full moon and manifestation. So a lot of people will do this thing where they release on the full moon and then they wait for the new moon to come to set their intentions for their manifestations for what they want. And I'm going to give you the secret top advice as to why that usually does not work. Okay? And I guess it varies from person to person, and it's not like one size fits all. It's a lot of different things. But if you find that that method doesn't work, it's also because multiple reasons. You're not doing the proper method, because New Age astrology isn't new. It's very, very old. Very, very, very old. Yes, you can ask me a fashion question, but I'm in the middle of explaining something, so ask it and I'll get to it when I can. Okay? I promise, like, there's literally 7 people. I'll get to it soon. So just comment it, okay? So it's very old. And in the process of this collective awakening, right? A lot of information has been skewed. A lot of information has kind of been mistranslated in a sense that where all this information came from isn't from America, first of all. It isn't even from Europe. Well, parts of it are, but it's more Middle East, it's more the Mediterranean and Asia. And there are some other parts, and there's a collab I'm doing with my friend Isabel, and we're going to talk about that. So we're going to get into it. But you know, kind of how, like, for example, let's take the Bible, for instance. You know how the Bible has been rewritten, retranslated multiple times to a point that the message has been skewed just because it's so old. Same thing happened with this new age astrology or this new age witchcraft. And a lot of spiritualists on YouTube or social media, they'll advertise this kind of fantasy of what the moon phases do, or how to manifest, how to use the law of the universe to attract what you want in your life. And some of it's true, some of it's skewed, some of it's just we've heard it before. So with the full moon in particular, right? I talked about earlier how it's not just about releasing negativity or releasing bad things that you no longer want or no longer serve you, like an ex or a bad job or this or that and that. And then you wait till the new moon to manifest what you actually want. No, the full moon is about releasing the intentions of what you want. Okay? And it can be, see, for example, like how I use the subscriber um example before, right? So let's say I am doing a full moon ritual and I'm releasing the intention, something that I haven't told anybody, something that I've kept to myself, something that I've wanted. I'm releasing that and I use it and I do it in different forms. For me, I love candle magic. That's my favorite way to do things, and I'll always do it. So in the video I'm going to make about this, I will go more in depth about the candle magic and how to do it with the candles. And like actually show you, because a lot of people that you want to know something crazy about the Quran? I, I have been meaning to read that for so long. But my mother was raised as Catholic, sent us to Catholic private school. So that like put like a lot of thoughts and ideas in my head. And then as I got older and I got started tapping into my ancestral lineage of my Indian ancestors, of because my ancestors are from India and they went to Jamaica, not not that many generations ago, three. So there's a reason why I became an astrologer at a young age. It's probably because there was someone in my bloodline um that was good at it, or was an astrologist, or was a spiritualist, and all of that. And that's, I feel like that's how I know so much and I channel so much, that and the fact that I put it in so many hours of research and I learn a lot, and I'm always open to new knowledge. New. It's not new, it's old. But I guess when you learn something for the first time, it is new, right? But going back to the whole thing. So, right. On the full moon, you release the intention of what you want. Okay? I use the example. I am releasing the intention that I want more subscribers. Now, why? Always ask yourself the why. Why do I want this? Why am I releasing this intention? It's not about manifesting the subscribers. This is just the example. It's not about manifesting, it's about releasing the intention. Because during the waning phases of the moon is when I'm going to put in my work to do so. So then by time that the new moon comes around, my cup is empty. All of my intentions have been released. I have worked on them. I've worked on releasing the toxicity, the negativity, the things I no longer want in my life. And I've also worked on bringing in the new things that I want, because I set out and I released an intention that I didn't tell anybody, and that Where was I going with this? Jesus Christ. I hate being a Pisces moon. Okay. I released the intention of what I wanted, right? And in the waning phases, I'm working at it. So that's why in the waning phases, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it's completely just like this. The moon's just this void. It's completely empty. So imagine it like a little cup, you know? The full moon, it's completely full. You have all these intentions that you want to release out into the universe. I have the intention to release this negativity. I have the intention to gain more people for my business. I have the intention for this. I have the intention for that. Figure out the why. Figure out the why. If the why does not line up with like kind of your life path or a proper, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The why for me is very important because if not, I can get very, very focused on the materialistic things. The why stems from the origins of why I started sharing my knowledge on social media. And it was just because I wanted to. I never thought like my channel would grow. I never thought that like I would learn so much. I never thought I would meet the people I've met. I definitely never thought I would meet a subscriber and I'd be collabing with them next week. Like those are things that like I never thought about that. So when I set those intentions that I'm releasing for the full moon, it's important for me to connect to that why. That why. That why for me is the passion, the love, the wanting to share of my knowledge, the wanting to share what I know to help someone else, to help someone else feel understood, to guide them, not to heal them. I'm not like, I believe that no one really can heal you emotionally other than you. Yeah, physically, you can be healed by someone else, but emotionally, no one can heal you, which is why I don't like the term healer, because a lot of people use that and they'll be like, I'm a spiritual healer. I heal people. How? How do you heal people? By teaching them? By sharing your knowledge? No. That's just teaching. That's guiding. You're not healing them. They have to make you're not healing them. You're educating them. They have to make the decision to heal themselves, right? So connecting to that why is very important to me, and visualizing it, visualizing my intentions, visualizing by looking at my third eye with my like this, and I usually hold my candle or I inscribe on my candle. And that's where the intention part comes in. With my candle, I'll inscribe, I'll hold it, I'll put the energy of the intentions that I'm releasing into the candle, right? And I use a match. I don't use a lighter for these things because when I am about to strike the match, right? I'm putting energy in to strike that match. But before I strike it, I look into my third eye, I meditate, I calm down, and I clearly and precisely, even if I mess up, I start all over again until I get it right. If I get distracted, I start over again. I will not strike that match, even if my candle's all dressed, prepared, the energy and the intention is in the candle. I will not strike that match until I have truly envisioned everything step by step of what I am going to do for when that new moon comes and my cup is completely empty and I'm ready to collect that manifestation. The new moon is, yeah, it can be about setting intentions, right? You can set intentions anytime. The new moon is more so about collecting what you released in during the full moon. Does that make sense? So during the waning phases, that's where you put in the work. Okay? Because if you set the intention to life pointing, oh my god, I thought you were talking. I thought that was like a mean comment for a second. I thought you were saying, like, I'm just like life pointing, nothing more. Oh my god, I almost cried. Okay, but moving on. I want to read the comments and I want to answer them so badly, but I want to finish this. But I keep going in circles. I realize that, but I'm trying to get to my point. Okay, so before I strike the match, right? I sit in front of my candle. I have my whole place set up all nice. The intention's already energetically put into the candle. And I look into my third eye and I recite my intention. I recite the why. And then I imagine and I look. I don't imagine. I see it. I feel it. I know it. I feel it coming towards me. I see myself working on these intentions that I released during the full moon. And I see myself working on them so that by the time the full moon comes, my intention is to collect my manifestation. Boom, bada bing, bada bang. And then when the new moon comes, you do your new moon ritual and you say that, okay, I'm ready to, I release this. Universe, God, whoever is your higher power, I let you know what intention I released out to you. And I did these steps and I put in the work. You have to put in action. Nothing works without action. Sorry. It just doesn't. You can't just be like, oh, I want to have $100,000, and my intention is to have $100,000 and you don't have like. I mean, I guess it kind of happens to some people, but it's oddities. Like that's very rare. So like keep that in mind. And I'm like reading the comments while I'm just explaining it, so it's hard. And I really want to hit my babes. So give me a second. Can you please show us how you tie shirt or jacket around waist style? I don't do that. I just wear the jacket. We have a chapter in the Quran about the moon. I need to read that book. I need to read it. I need to read everything. Like I said, I had been connecting more to my Hinduism background. I'm really embracing that culture a lot more and that spirituality, but the true origins of it. What are your thoughts on a female sun? On a female sun. What are your thoughts on a female sun Aries with a male Scorpio? You want to ask something? I like the energy of Scorpio and Aries. I feel like their intensity matches each other, but I think all women Here's the thing with Scorpio. Scorpio intensity lasts longer than Aries, but I feel like all women really appreciate long term. Why is it saying ads inserted? Saying ads inserted, I'm sorry. So that does that mean that like okay, whatever. I like the intensity of Scorpio and Aries together. I feel like if it's just the sun, it's okay. But at the end of the day, you got to remember that the Scorpio's passion intensity will always outlive the Aries passion and intensity. So therefore, it really just depends. But I feel like all women kind of appreciate that intensity, that effort, that all of that. As long as she has like 8th house placement, she's good. Or like 12th house, 4th house. As long as she has some of those or some Lilith placement, she's good. So back to the topic of the whole thing. I just wanted to inform you guys that what you have been taught might be wrong. And about like manifesting on full moons and new moons and all of that. Because they tell you to release on a full moon, you guys release your intentions, yada, yada, yada. Not many people put in the action to follow through. And then on the new moon, you ask the universe for shit that you want. And then in that, after the new moon, that's when you put in the work? No. Put the work in before. Set the intentions, release the intentions on the full moon, work on those intentions, start releasing start working on the intentions that you released. By the time the new moon comes around, you're ready to collect. You have an empty cup. You're ready for your intention and your manifestation to pour in. You do the same thing with the candle and the stuff. In the video, I'll teach you guys about that because there's a lot of people that claim that they're like witches and all this stuff, and all they do is tarot. I don't like that. Like, I want to show you guys how to do things, and it's like it's just ridiculous. It's either that, like tarot or astrology, because no one really wants to like teach you guys how to do things because they categorize things so much. They make you believe that it has to be like paganism, Satanism. You know, you gotta follow these. You gotta follow these like Wiccan and all of that stuff. You don't gotta follow that stuff. You don't. I'm sorry, but whatever white person told you that is wrong. Whatever little white girl with the septum piercing told you that is wrong. Sorry, but because you yourself are a powerful magical being, living a human experience. Like you have your own magic within you. You can transfer your energy into whatever you want. You can set that intention. You can. I do it through candles because it's just so. It feels so real. It feels real. It feels connecting. And then after the new moon, you kind of just sit back and you can continue to work on your manifestations. But what I would do after the new moon, if you did the full moon ritual as I told you to, and then you worked on the intentions that you released, and then on your new moon ritual, you set to collect, your manifestations or your intentions for your new life. You're bringing it in now. You released it. You're bringing it in now. So now you want to focus on bringing it in, doing rituals to bring it in, constantly doing work to bring it in, but at a slower pace. I would say, like, during the waning phases, you put a little bit more of that physical effort in, especially if you're like working on a business, trying to get out of a toxic relationship. Start the plan to get out of the toxic relationship or the toxic friendship, toxic business partnership. Set the intention, release the intention for your business plan. In the waning phases, after you release that intention in the full moon, start working on that so that you can collect it when the new moon comes. When the new moon comes, you do your new moon ritual similar to the full moon, and you watch and allow that to come in. Allow it to come in so that your cup can start to refill. It can refill. It can refill. And then by the time the next full moon comes around, you know exactly what you need to fix about what you initially released. So you make little tweaks. So let's say it's a business thing. You release the intention to start a new business on the full moon, right? You thought about the intention, the why, the this, the that, the plan. You envisioned it all. You thought about the steps of what you're going to do. And you started doing that, right? New moon comes around. You're ready to do that new moon ritual to collect, you know? And collect that manifestation. And then you can, after the new moon, the waxing period of the moon phases, that is when your cup is being refilled. That is when the manifestation is pouring in. And by the time the full moon comes back around, well, there you got it. Now you know kind of what to tweak around and stuff. And it's like, I'm sorry, but it's so whitewashed and westernized and colonized that people have taught you that it's the other way around. But it does not make sense. It makes no sense. Because what I was initially taught by some, white lady from friggin' Oklahoma, whose ancestral lineage can trace back decades of America, like all of that. It's not really that. Like, I'm not saying that your roots have stuff to do with it, but it does, in a sense. It does with connecting to your ancestors. Yes, because if your ancestors, like for me, like I don't necessarily connect so much with my European ancestral line. Why? Because there's no ancestor guiding me through it. There's just none. But when I tap into my Indian ancestors, I feel them behind me and they're all female. Very strong, powerful females. And the great masters of the universe, and they're there and they guide and they channel through me, and they're like, I know what you gotta do. This is knowledge. This is your ancients. This is your culturals. This is your culture's ancient knowledge. Use it like this. Do it like this. Because the white colonization version of it that you've been taught is wrong. And it's true. But that's not to say that ancient Europeans don't have a lot of knowledge, because they do. They do. I'm just saying that you have to be more connected to it, right? If there is no spirituality in your ancestral lineage from Europe, let's say your ancestral lineage, it's England and Ireland, right? And they've been in America for decades, for a long ass time. There's probably no spiritual knowledge other than Catholicism, Christianity, things like that. So when these people that don't have that connection to the Asian, the Middle Eastern, I would even say Eastern Europe, connections, like that, those ties and that ancient knowledge, it runs deep in the bloodline. And that's how we're able to teach and spread that. Whereas I find that people that don't necessarily have that connection, they have a tendency to use witchcraft in a sense, and they do paganism, Wiccan stuff, or Satanism, and they channel deities, entities that have no relation to them. And let me tell you something. When you do that, you'll feel mad powerful. But guess what? If you're worshiping to the goddess Aphrodite, do you know how many other people are worshiping to the goddess Aphrodite? It's not a personal, deep connection. And especially when people get more into spirituality, and there's a reason why they have a big following, and there's a reasoning why they have all of this stuff, and all they do is tarot. There's a reason why. Because they can enchant their channels with using the power of those deities, but that's not something you want to trust, because you're gonna have energy. You're literally inviting things to attach to you. But at the same time, that's not my place to tell you what to do. Because if it was the other way around, and I didn't have those ancestral lineage, what would I connect to? If I wanted this desire to connect to the unknown, to the occult, to the spiritual, but I am 100% Irish or 100% English, and there's no actual ancient knowledge of this new age spirituality, right? What would I want? What would I do if I was in that shoes? I have no clue. I probably would seek out those forms of witchcraft that make you believe that it's like you have to practice it this way to in a sense use magic, which isn't true. I probably would try to use other people's cultures and other like cultures, deities and gods and goddesses. No, I wouldn't actually, because I ain't that. I wouldn't do that because I would do my research first. But you can always tap into the knowledge of the universe, of the creator, of the source, of your higher self, of your spirit guides, of the great divine masters, the creators. So, that is a good tip, you know? If you don't have like that connection, which is, I think, like the one thing I'm the most grateful for. Because I think about it, it's like, why the hell was I start? Why the hell was I given such a great gift at a young age? You know, it came from somewhere. It came from my ancestors. That's why. And especially when it comes to astrology, like, of course, that comes from my ancestors. You know, um, but like some people are born with gifts, like clairvoyance and being a psychic or a medium or whatever. I generally like don't necessarily. I've never met like a medium. I've watched Long Island Medium though, but yeah. So I just wanted to give you that, and I think that once I start filming, I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it. Okay, how to connect to your own true divine power. Because even if you don't have that like ancestral tie, whether like, because it's not even just like Asia, like Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, like South America, or like the Mediterranean, or Hawaii, like Polynesian rituals and cultures like that. Like, I want to show you guys how to do it without needing that cultural connection and without having to take it from other people's cultures. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to work. There's a reason that, like, Native Americans say, like, if you burn sage, um, like, white people shouldn't burn sage because sage is I I was listening to this Native American speak about it, and she said that sage is a sacred um it's a sacred plant that the Native Americans used um to connect them to their ancestors, right? I'm not Native American. And they say that when you use sage and you're not necessarily Native American, that the ancestors of the Native Americans, it opens the channels and the pathways for them. And they get real pissed off when they see like a white girl like burning sage or something, because I don't know if that's true or not, because at the end of the day, like, I've burned sage, like, and I always burn Palo Santo after. I only burn sage in case of emergencies, and I always, when I light anything, candle, Palo Santo, sage, anything, Even my diffuser that I have right here. Anything. This is my altar, by the way. Anything. I always set an intention before I do so. And I call upon those that I want to help me. And that's my ancestors, the universe, the great masters, the source. And I'm very specific because I realize not being specific. That's why I know you don't really want to mess around with other deities and stuff like that. But um or culture that's not yours, you know? I forgot to also to mention like Caribbean culture and African culture as well. Their spirituality. It's like stick to what is yours, but I want to show you guys how to connect to your own personal power and your own personal magic. If you don't have that culture, if you don't have that lineage, yada yada yada. I sound like a freaking Gen Z right now, like you're culture appropriating. But that's not necessarily true. Like I don't really like care like in that sense, like if I care for other people, like of course I'm gonna defend other cultures if you like you appropriate them, but like for me, like I don't necessarily care. Like I love seeing people wear bindis. I love seeing people use henna. But if they do it wrong or they wear it wrong or they don't necessarily understand it, I kind of get bothered a little bit because it's like, damn, like at least have the decency to like know what you're doing, you know? But at the same time, Indian culture is beautiful. So I love seeing it represented everywhere. Spanish culture is beautiful. Like, there was this thing where there's this video I saw on my Instagram reels, right? And this guy went up to college students. They were all like white kids or black kids or whatever. American kids, right? Um, none of them none of them are first generation Americans and all that. That's the thing. I don't think you'll upset them. There's some people that do um take their culture to heart and really hate it when other people use those things. But sage doesn't just necessarily belong to like Native Americans in general. It's not true. You know? That's why I recommend before you use yeah, kill I don't know how to say it. Kill chip? But there's a J. Jip. I don't know. Jake. But I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that there is this video on my Instagram reel, right? And this guy goes around in a Mexican costume with maracas, wearing the sombrero and wearing the entire outfit and everything. Um, and he goes up to these college students and he says, "Is this offensive to you?" And all of these like white kids or African Americans, when I say African Americans, I mean there's a difference between like Caribbean black people, there's a different and African Americans, and there's a difference between like European white people that came from like now Europe versus uh like a white American. Like there's differences, right? And it took me a while to realize that. But then I realized like all my friends are mixed, and uh I'm first generation American. And okay, anyways, back to what I was talking about. So he goes up to all of these like, college students. They're all American, whether it's African American or just like white American. None first generation, no Latinos, no nothing. All of that. And they're saying, yeah, you're appropriating it because you don't know anything about it. You're disrespecting the culture, all of this stuff. And then the guy heads to I guess a city that is full of Mexican people, right? Or a street that's full of Mexican people. And he asked them, does this offend you? And every single Mexican that he interviewed said, no, I think you look amazing. I think you look great. I think you look awesome. You look like me. Like, so that whole cultural appropriation thing, it's like, it seems as if people kind of protect other people's cultures, you know? Like for me, like I would protect someone else's culture if someone was like appropriating it or disrespecting it. But there's a difference between appropriating it, colonizing it, disrespecting it versus honoring it, respecting it, knowing it, having knowledge of it. Like there's a difference. And there's a huge difference between like actively doing something that's like racist and um doing something unintentional that you didn't mean to, you know? Like there's just these differences and I feel like people take them so far and it's okay. But yeah, like I would get protective over my friend Isabel's culture. If someone was appropriating her or her thing, and you know, like I would get mad about it because that's my friend. But for me, like, if my friend wanted to wear a bindi, I'd give her my bindis, like my like. If you guys don't know what a bindi is, it's like the little sticker that goes here. Or if my friend wanted to do henna, like I would be like totally cool with it because my culture, I don't care. So like for me, that's kind of how it works. But I'm talking in terms of spirituality. That's the problem. Like, you're gonna run into errors if you try to use another culture's spirituality without necessarily understanding the roots, the origins, how it works, especially if you're gonna go into like the magic of it or like voodoo or hoodoo. Oh my god. Don't fuck around with the Africans and the Haitian voodoo. Don't do that. That is terrible. Don't do that. Like that is something I would never do because honestly, okay, I'm gonna tell you this story, right? So when I was in a rehabilitation center, I mean, well, it's been like 4 years now, so it's whatever. The story's out. I was in a rehabilitation center, right? And the tech that was overnight and that would drive us to group and back and all this stuff to the housing, right? She was Haitian and I really liked her. I looked at her like as a mom because she well first of all she was a mom. She had like 5 kids and all of that and she was just such a sweet lady and all of that. I really liked her. Her name was Sandra. And um she told me this story about her father and what her father did with voodoo and all of this stuff. And then another kid told me a story. He pissed off some Haitian, and the Haitian made him smell like cow shit, but no one else could smell him, right? But he thought he smelled like cow shit. Like he would not leave. He would not leave the house. He would not go into the store. He'd be like, I have to shower. I smell like cow shit. Like all of this. Like all so like I don't fuck around with that because there are some really deep roots of the magic that run in like African bloodline. Um like voodoo, like that type of stuff. Those roots run deep in the Haitians, in the African. It runs deep, man, and that there's something in their voodoo or magic that they do. It's unexplicable, unexplainable, inexplicable. What's the word? Inexplicable, unexplainable. I don't know, but I don't mess around with that. Needless to say, I try my best not to piss off any Haitians because I don't want to think that I smell like cow shit. And it's a true story because it's like my boyfriend at the time told me it was his friend and wouldn't get out of the car. Oh my god! But yeah, I've been on here for almost an hour. I've been on here for an hour talking about God knows what. I've talked about so much. I feel like yeah, but they have a lot of power because Sandra, the lady I told you about from the rehabilitation center, um like she told me about how her father was this priest that like this magic priest, this voodoo priest, and how he was able to attract money for the family and all this stuff. And I don't know what it is, but magic runs really deep in like Haitians and Africans, like that voodoo stuff. I don't play around with that. I don't touch it. I don't mess with it. I learn it. I love to learn about it. I love hearing about it. But God knows I ain't touching it. And I ain't fucking around with anybody that knows it. Because I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. But yeah. Needless to say, like there's putting order to our loaves. What is our loaves? You like my stream? I'm good. I'm glad. Oh, putting the lives. Yeah, the lives. I've been liking doing lives a lot because, like, although are can you see the lives after they end? Do you know that, guys? Let me know if you guys know if you can see the lives after. Because people do comment after. Like I'll see comments tomorrow. But I don't know if it stays up for a while. Cuz I put it under my stream, so it might. I talked a lot about a lot. Yeah, they can be watched later. Okay. Because I haven't really figured out how I'm filming yet. So that's why I've been sticking to live. Okay. Thank you. What's your name? Can you give me a better name? Because Kill uh J it's gonna bother me for a while. Why you gotta do that to me? Khalil? Khalil? Anyway. Better not be gang affiliated shit, bro. Don't have that stuff coming back to me. Bro, like there was this guy that did do I know you? Are you? I think you are. No. Okay, fine. Um, I don't know. We'll see what comments I get tomorrow because I talked a lot about controversial stuff. But I just wanted to let you guys know that when it came to cultural appropriation, I was more so talking about the spirituality thing. And now you don't want to mess around with other cultural spirituality because you don't know what the fuck you're doing 100%, you know? Second of all, you can always tap into your own magic. I'm going to teach y'all how to do that once I figure out how to film. And school's done and I aced all my, well, I got a C on one of them, but it's okay because I passed the class. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you guys how to do that. And I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my like whole divination closet. I know it doesn't look like that cool, but trust me, it is like a masterpiece. Hold up. Let's see if I can show you something. This is a collection of stuff. I was gonna do like a tour of this. Hold up. Now I gotta get up and unlock this top. Beauty. And I'll bring you guys in. You see? This is the next one. Is that even straight? Candles and all that stuff. And then the top is like herbs and stuff. I gotta put my essential oils and all that. So I was gonna do a tour of everything, of this, and explain everything. Because I did an IKEA vlog. And then my dad built this. I had like a vlog. I made a vlog. And I was doing it off my phone and I was making it off iMovie because, as I've said a million times now, I'm used to filming off a Lenovo. But I used I started doing vlogs and I did like the whole IKEA vlog thing. And to get this and to set up everything, because I've just had all of this stuff everywhere. And I was gonna do a haul of stuff that I got, but I've also used a lot of things. So I don't know. I might do a haul. I might start with the haul, the spiritual haul, like the spiritual supply haul. Then I'll do a tour of this thing. I'll put that vlog up. The vlog of me going to IKEA, talking about my like life updates and all that, blah 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 blah. And then in that vlog, I'll show you guys everything, the setup in here. And then I'll show you guys how to set up an altar. And then I'll get to the astrology stuff too. I'll also post astrology stuff too. And then I'll get to the candle magic stuff and all that. So that's probably where I'll start. Because if I was filming like the tour of this for my vlog, and honestly, I was like, I'm like, there's so much in here of for the haul. So I was like, let me just do the haul first, and then I'll upload the vlog and all that. Yeti, yeti, yeti. And my website's almost done. I'm meeting up with the guy this Wednesday, because the outline is done, and there's gonna be a shop of stuff. Things are gonna be cheap. I'm thinking about doing like a monthly subscription box thing. And that's where you guys will be able to also book readings or questions and stuff like that. Because I right now I'm just like taking emails and like questions. I'm not doing full chart readings. So if you have like questions about your chart, all of that. So when the website's up, there's gonna be a store. I'm gonna be making like all of these oils, and I'm gonna personalize candles, and they're not going to be like expensive and all of that. But I really did want to do I really did want to do a subscription box, right? I had this idea, and I just wanted like people's feedbacks. Hopefully, if the people that watch this tomorrow get this far, they can give me their feedback. But I wanted to do a subscription box, right? And like those that sign up for the members, they get access to like other videos on the website. They also get like the subscription box, and they get to choose what they want and stuff. And depending on like their ascendant or their sun sign or whatever, like I send a week, like what to expect for the month for you, and I send some other goodies like crystals or the oils or a candle. Like I don't know yet because that sounds like really really basic, and that's not me. But I would make it better, and I would also probably do an oracle card for each monthly subscription for each person. So I would probably do one, and I would probably make a copy of the oracle card I pulled and then send that. Um, and yeah, so we're working on it, and I get to see the guy on Wednesday to figure it out. I'm gonna put my artwork up there just because I have a lot of artwork. Trust me, the stuff's not gonna be too expensive. Like I'm not aiming like to be like this. I'm not gonna hit a lick on y'all. That's the truth. I'm not trying to hit a lick on y'all. I'm just trying to like I wanna like put my products out there because they help me, and I want to help other people. And I want to like I feel like that would just be cool and fun and something to try. And if it fails, it fails. But, I've got to try something because this is me. And also, if anybody still has any advice on the best way to film on a MacBook Air, um, please let me know. Please let me know because I still need advice on how to film on here. Like I'm used to my Lenovo. Um, and I guess I could use iMovie, but when I try to use iMovie, it just like wants me to put a bunch of clips together. And I used to use an editing software where I would put my I made this other account before which was just gonna be dedicated to like all things mystical. Like it was just like gonna be all of like that witchy type of stuff. And I made like an intro and a outro piece. And I remember using a software that would help me to put the video I just filmed and then like connect the intro and the outro together. But I don't remember it because it's been 3 years, and that's what I get. Anyways, guys, it's been a while. It's been a long time on here, and I'm exhausted. And the truth is, I want to take off my makeup because like my eyes feel so heavy. I'm sending you guys peace, love, and light, and I wish you guys the best. Um, Give me any feedback, anything that you guys would think that is for my website, any video recommendations. I'm doing a Q&A video as well, so questions. You can also email me at alejandraxbeharrie@gmail.com if you have any personalized questions about your chart, synastry, yada yada yada. Because that's what I'm doing it, how I'm doing it right now until the website's up. So any ideas that you guys have, let me know. I'll take all of them, especially filming on, and this is the newest Air, MacBook Air. It's like the gold one, but it's not actually gold. They lied. It's like silver. Eclipse stuff. I don't know. I wasn't really that affected by it. You know? Oh, wait. Yes, I was. I went on live and I was like crying. Yes, I was affected by that. It was so embarrassing. Hence, one of the reasons I don't go back and watch my stuff. I do like to watch my old videos. Anyways, you guys know the gist. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on my next live. Hopefully it won't be too late. And next time planned. But school's done. No more excuses. It's time for me to get posting. And I'm accepting all and any recommendations. And make sure to leave questions for the Q&A video, advice for filming, advice for the website, things that you guys would like to see, things that you think members should have access to, all of that. I want to hear everything. So, I love you guys and have a good day. Good night. I look so fake doing this. Have a good night. I truly appreciate and care for you guys all. All right? Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.